Hi everyone, let's make Mandazi and Barazi, the famous pair. And this is very famous it's very popular during Ramadan and also very popular as a breakfast item. So I got half cup of warm water ready in one bowl, and I am trying to use as less utensils as I can, as I have done enough washing for the day. So this is a half cup of warm water. Not hot, but warm. So I'm adding a tablespoon of yeast to it. And then I'll add 6 tablespoons of sugar. Now you can make it as sweet as you want, but I think I will stick to 6 tablespoons of sugar. You can see I've added 6 tablespoons of sugar. Now I add brown sugar in my house. You can use white sugar, whatever sugar you have at home. And so I'm going to let this yeast activate for a while. I've also decided to increase the water to another quarter cup, so in total I've used 3/4 cups of water. Yeast activate for a while and then come and do other things. My yeast and sugar and the mixture sit for about 10 minutes, and I'm going to add 2 cups of flour, adding a teaspoonful of cardamom powder. And you can add less, I just like the smell of that. I'm going to mix everything. I've broken in 1 egg, and now I'm going to give everything a good knead with my hand. As I'm kneading, I see that the dough is dry, so I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of milk. 2 to 3 tablespoons. Still need more milk, so I'm going to add a little at a time to form a soft dough. I'll let you know how much I have used. I've ended up using about half cup of milk, and this may vary depending on your dough. You want a dough that is like a cookie kind of a consistency, not very soft, but something that you can roll and then cut. So I would say almost cookie like consistency. And now I'm going to put a lid over it and let it rest at room temperature for a couple of for at least 1 to for a little time. I'll let you know how much I use. We'll also check on our Mandazi, and we can see that the flour has risen and puffed up a little. I am going to punch it down again. I will knead it all over again, so that I'll give it one more chance to rise. My Mandazi dough sit for about 2 more hours after the second kneading. Now if you plan to make Mandazi, it's a good idea to start this early and let it sit around a lot and knead it again, and that gives a Mandazi the chance to rise up well. So now it's time to knead it into Mandazi, roll it into Mandazis. Roll the Mandazi dough into a chapati. It's not very thin, it's in the middle. I mean, not thin like a chapati, a little bigger, fatter than the chapati. And now I'm going to cut it across and make 4 Mandazis across. So I've just cut it across this way, and these are ready, and I'll put them on. What I've cut my Mandazis, and I've intentionally cut them a little smaller because I'll be frying them in a frying basket, so I want them to fit in that basket. I showed you that would be the way of cutting them. Because I am frying them in a basket, I will cut this bottom end and make it into a complete square. This was how it was, and because I am frying them in a frying basket and they might not fit in it, so I made them a little smaller by cutting off this edge and made them in a triangle, not a square. Now you'll see why I was actually cutting my Mandazi a little smaller. It's because I want them to go into this frying basket, and you can fry them in a normal karai, but since I have this beautiful gadget, I want to use it. I just bought it and I'm excited in using it. So let's get on the Mandazis. And if you notice, as I cut them off, I made sure I dusted all the excess flour off it because I don't want it to end up in the oil. So I'll let it sit for a little while. I'll warm my oil, and we don't want very hot oil. We just want middle oil, not very hot, not very cool, just in between. And I'll let you know what temperature I set. Some oil, and I'm using a neutral flavored oil. I've chosen sunflower oil, And I'm going to set the temperature at about 320 centigrade, sorry, 320 Fahrenheit and 160 centigrade. So once the oil has come to the heating point, I am going to add my mandazis. And now you can see why my mandazis are smaller than normal, because I just want them to fit into this basket. Fry them till golden brown. And thanks to the 3 small mandazis in. And look at me sharing my excitement of a new gadget. We all do that at one point or another. They're puffing in pretty well. On the other side, and I'm going to turn them again. So I placed, if you can see, I slightly raised the frying basket. So I'm going to flip the basket out. I flip them and I reduce the temperature to 284 Fahrenheit and 140 Celsius. These are ready on the other side. I've just seen them from the bottom of my pan. And I think this gadget really helps fry things much faster. I've tried reducing the heat, see if the heat is too much. This is my first batch of mandazis, and they have been pretty well done. Yeah, pretty impressed. And they look like samosas. I reduced the heat to 130 Celsius and 265 Fahrenheit, and I will fry another batch of mandazis. So I just first place them in the basket. Like this. In goes another batch of mandazis, and you can see this one's really puffing, really nice. I figured out that we need to keep tweaking the temperature, going high and low as you go on. You just wait for one side to get slightly gold, and you can always pick up the basket and look from under, and then you know that once it's got a reasonable amount of gold, slight gold, you want to turn it. So you can see I have just turned mine, and now I will put them back into the oven, and I'll carry on frying the others. These are all my fried mandazis. They're ready, and now it's time to serve.